And happy Hump Day Wednesday to everybody. So, another great topic for our group here, the myth of rolling verticals. So, why do I call this a myth? Well, lots of traders talk about this where they have a vertical spread and they like to roll the entire vertical spread, which is generally a really bad idea, but lots of traders do it. And it's because they think it's easy money. They think that they're getting paid or that they're receiving income or all of these other things that you hear, and they're just not true. And actually, almost every single type of role falls into this category for different reasons. But I think it's particularly enlightening when we look at rolling vertical spreads. So, what is this big myth of rolling verticals? Well, let's go find out more. As always, before we do, please be sure to click like, hit that subscribe button. It's greatly appreciated and helps so much to promote the channel. So, quick review of a vertical spread. This is where we're going to buy an option, let's say a call, and sell one against it. So, for example, let's say that you buy the May $100 call for 5 and you sell the May 105 call for 3. In the business, we would just say that you bought the May 100-105 vertical spread. And in this example, we would say it was executed for a net debit of 2. That's just the net cost between these. You spent 5 and you collected 3. So because it's a $5 spread, that's the difference in strikes, that's the most it could ever be worth is 5 points. So if you spent 2 and the maximum payoff is 5, then to you, your maximum gain or your maximum profit is 3. So if we were to look at a risk graph of this spread, it would look like this. We get a bend at 100 and we have one at 105. Remember that all of your expiration graphs have a bend at each strike. Now, what traders like to do a lot of times is, let's say we buy it with the stock down here at 100, stock starts moving up and they say, oh, it's about to go through my short strike. I can't make any more money. Let me roll it. And so maybe they roll from the 100-105 to the 105-110. And so they end up getting a credit for it, which shifts this maximum loss up. And this is where they start thinking that they're making money from it. And that's always going to be for a credit because you're selling the more valuable, in this case, call the lower strike, and buying the higher strike one. So it's always going to be a credit as we roll these spreads up. And we'll look at some examples in a moment. But as that stock continues to rise, they think, gee, if I could roll to the 110, 115, and then to the 115, 120, and the 120, 125, look at this. Eventually, I can get myself above zero. And I would be holding a free vertical spread. I'm a genius. I'm a master trader. I've executed this spread for a negative cost basis. Well, that's the illusion that everybody has. It's not at all what's happening. So what's going on for the roll? Well, most of the time when we roll a vertical, again, not the best idea in the world, but if you're going to do it, you want to do it with butterfly spreads. And here's the way it's done. So we started off being long the 100 call and short the 105. So now think about it. We want to go to the 105, 110. What would you have to do if you had to piecemeal your way into this? You would have to sell your 100 call right there. That would just close that call with that one. And then you would have to buy back this short 105 call. And when you do that, that's going to cancel with that long position. And then when that's over, you would buy the 105, 110 vertical spread. So that would be the way that you would step through it sequentially. Again, you wouldn't want to do this in a real market because of slippage and bid-ask spreads, but that's the logic behind it. So what would you actually do? Well, take a look at what we've got here. If I need to sell the 100 call, buy the 105, that's going to close these two. Then I need to buy the 105 call to make that the new long and sell the 110. Well, take a look at these 4 trades right here. What if we net these two together and call it long 2 105 calls? What does that look like to you? That is a short butterfly. So we could roll this spread by simply selling the butterfly spread. We would sell the 100, 105, 110 butterfly, and of course we would get a credit because we're selling something, and that's the illusion that people see. I'm just collecting money. But they never stop to think, how did the risk graph change? So what would these initial debits and credits look like? Well, obviously it depends on a lot of different situations, but let's go over to an Excel spreadsheet and take a look at the numbers that I'm going to be using. All right, so now we're into an Excel spreadsheet. I've got the stock price at 101, 20% volatility, no interest, and 60 days to expiration. That's about 0.16 years. And down here we have some strikes. Tells us that the 100 call is worth $3.80, the 105 call is worth $1.73. So we could buy the 100, 105 vertical for $2.07, or roughly $2. That's where I was getting the $2 from in the presentation. But now let's say some time goes by. We'll knock it down to 0.08 years, roughly 30 days, and let's put the stock price up to 105. So now we see that the 100, 105 vertical is $3.25. This is the value of the position in our account. We paid $2 for it. We can close it for a $1.25 gain. But we also see that we could sell the 100, 105, 110 butterfly for $1.59. And this is where traders go, wow, I could get a $1.60 credit, roughly here, and I will still have a vertical spread. So I'm going to really chip away at my cost basis. I only spent $2, so I'm getting a $1.60 back, and yet I still have a vertical spread. What could be better? Well, that's a huge myth. Here's what's really happening. So let's go back to the initial 100, 105 vertical, purchased for $2. Those are the prices that we just saw. And now let's overlay the sale of the 100, 105, 110 butterfly. And that trade by itself looks like that. That's the sale of a butterfly. That's a short butterfly. So we can see that it makes money if the stock price falls below the wings or rises out here above 110 or falls below 100. It takes the maximum loss right here at the center strike. But if we net these together, because remember that's what you're doing. You had the spread in black, you sold the one in red, and what happens? They get netted out. So in total, what you've gone from is the spread in black to this one here in red. And now we can see there's the maximum loss at roughly 40 cents. Remember, we got about a $1.60 credit. And that means that we now have a $4.60 potential maximum gain. And this again is the illusion. Traders go, oh my gosh, I can't believe this. I have shifted up from a maximum loss of 2. I still have my vertical spread. I'm getting paid. What could be better? Well, let's overlay it with the original position again. And now we see something very different. Remember, the stock is at 105. And so if we compare right here on the old spread to the new one, you have gone from a point of maximum gain to the point of maximum loss. So you absolutely need the stock to get up and move to get yourself into these new profits. So what traders see again is this shift going from the black to the red. They see that getting lifted higher from the credit. Those are all accounting terms. They have nothing to do with risk. What we have to understand is, what did we do to our risk? Well, we've increased the risk, and yet most people would say that you've decreased it because they see this shift from the black to the red, that they've reduced this maximum loss. But remember, the dollars aren't the risk, it's the probabilities. And with the stock right here, you now have a much higher chance of, in this case right here, the maximum loss, and it would have been maximum gain, assuming the stock price stayed right there. So what really happened with the sale of the butterfly is that you are opening the doors for more potential profit up here, and yes, you are reducing the max loss over here. But for that, the areas where the black curve sits above the red, in this zone right here, is what the butterfly took away. And that was a much safer area. And that's why the market paid you the $1.60 to do that. You are moving from a safer spot back into a position of higher risk. Now, once again, that doesn't make it bad, but what makes it bad is if you think you're doing it for the wrong reasons, that you think that you're reducing risk and that you're collecting free money. You're not. Anytime the market rewards you with a sale or a credit, it's because there's some kind of hidden risk behind it. That's the only reason you're going to get a credit for opening a position. So think of it like this. So let's say that you're standing on this busy highway right here. Not the place you want to be since it looks like this car is changing lanes right there, but a very dangerous spot to be. And then as time goes by, you start slowly working your way towards the safe median over here. And now let's say you're getting really close. You're out of the lanes of traffic. Over here, this grassy area, let's say this is our maximum gain. This is the $5 payoff from that spread. And because you're in a reasonably safe spot right now, the market valued it at $3.25. And it's only going to become more valuable because it's safer. And so you're sitting here thinking this is a pretty good spot to be. I'm not over here in this risky spot anymore. But then somebody comes along and says, I'll tell you what, I'll make you a deal. For $1.60, I will teleport you in a straight shot right back here to the center of the highway. Now again, it's just a matter of risk and reward, but that is exactly what's happening with that roll. It is not free money. You're getting put to a point of maximum loss. You've got maximum gamma. You've got a lot of risks going on there. So the main thing to understand, and this applies to all rolls, rolling long calls, rolling verticals, whatever it is, it's the same principle. You are not getting paid as some way of earning income or that you're making money, or certainly not that you're reducing risk. You are increasing the risk. And that's certainly okay as long as you realize that's what's happening. Because if you're doing trades for the wrong reasons, you're probably taking more risk than you're willing to accept, thinking that it's easy money. And for anyone who'd like to learn more about the arts and science of options trading, please check out the Alpha Trader course, Strategy Lab, and a Candlesticks and Technical Analysis course. It's all at optionsatoz.com. Also, please join us on the YouTube channel Options A to Z's Facebook trading group, where you can find all of the archive videos from our trading forum, and you can find a link in the description below.